KSMR Koffin Radio.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Koffin Radio. I am Heartthrob Rob, and today we are watching the brand new Marvel show Loki, Season 1, Episode 1, Glorious Purpose. Crazy, man. I love it. It's been a minute since we've had some Marvel. We did have the Winter Soldier and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We did have WandaVision, but it's been a minute. It's been 41 days or something like that, and we're back at it with this Loki show. The thing that's different about this one is this actually just picks off immediately where Endgame leaves off, where the Loki character leaves off in Endgame. Spoilers will obviously be ahead of here. In Endgame, they go back in time, they get the Tesseract, and they get everything they need, and they're about to dip out. But boom, Tesseract falls out of their hands. Loki gets it. He says, "Fuck this," and is gone. And it picks up right off of there. It seems that when Loki disappeared, he ends up in the Gobi Desert. And exactly when he's in the Gobi Desert, he's actually attacked by some soldiers. And these soldiers are the TVA. They're the Time Variance Authority. And they work for the Time Barons, or the Timekeepers, And they keep the timeline in check is what they do here. Kind of like that, those Timekeepers, I think they're called Time Wizards or something like that on that show on Channel 5, Legends of Tomorrow or whatever it is. So it's kind of like that a little bit. Loki is escorted, after he's captured, he's escorted to the Nexus. They do get a multiverse of madness reference in there that I hear for half a second. I don't know if you guys caught that. I'll try to catch all the Easter eggs I could. But as Loki's in there, we pan over to Owen Wilson, who is in France in 1548. And they're talking about this is the 6th attack this week. Someone has killed a bunch of their soldiers, a bunch of their, cop kind of guys. They look like SWAT team members. So we kind of see what's going on with that. Owen Wilson's character's name is Agent Mobius, and he is there when Loki goes to court. Loki has to plead guilty or not guilty, and he pretty much pleads guilty, but not guilty to being stealing this time thing. He's like, hey, that wasn't me, that was the Avengers. And he's got a point there, because it was the Avengers. But as he's about to get reset, which aka means fucking gone from the timeline, Agent Mobius saves him and saves Loki from court. And they kind of go over Loki's greatest moments here. And some of his greatest moments, and that I fucking loved, is that he was D.B. Cooper. I'm a huge D.B. Cooper fan. So for anyone that doesn't know, he's the guy who went on the airplane and hijacked it and, got a whole bunch of money, jumped out of the fucking airplane out of a parachute, and has never been found. Not a lot of the money's been recovered. Just a few bundles from the 70s, probably 50 years after it happened. But as they're going over that, Loki tries escaping. And he's found his way out, and he's going to try and get it. He gets to the Infinity Stones, and he notices there's not just the Tesseract, there's a bunch of Infinity Stones here. And like Agent Mobius tells him, time works different here, and magic doesn't work here at all. So he has all these Infinity Stones at his behest, and he can't do nothing with them. So these Infinity Stones are useless. So he goes and he talks back to Owen. He goes and goes back to that room that he was just in to see his greatest hits, and he sees his own death. He sees that he's the one who actually gets his mother killed, and he sees that him and his father patch things up, him and Thor patch things up, but in the end he's killed by Thanos. So he knows he can't even go back to his original timeline because it's over. So in the end, after fighting one of the guards, he says, "Hey, I'll work with Agent Mobius. I'll work with Owen Wilson, and we'll take down this bad guy," because that's what he wants. Agent Mobius wants him to help him with this fugitive, the one who killed 6 different people this week or whatever. And then so he says, "Okay, I'll help you." He says, "That's good, because this time fugitive is you." So maybe a Loki from a different timeline or something. But they flash to Oklahoma in the 1850s, and they're like, "Oh, someone must have come here in a time machine trying to get rich." And as they're looking around, all of a sudden this cloaked, hooded figure, sets everyone ablaze, with fluid or whatever, lighter, however he does it, fire, but it's regular. It's not like he like that. But that's pretty much how it ends. This time fugitive, Loki has to help Agent Mobius take down this time fugitive that he's being told is him. We don't get to see this hooded figure's face, so I think it's going to be maybe a shapeshifter or someone pretending to be him, or maybe it is Loki in the end, but that's just what we're led here. There is no mid-credit scene or end-credit scene I watched. So I don't know. I thought there would be something on the very first episode. But I thought it was good. mostly it's an episode of catching up with the Avengers end, and then Loki coming to terms with, okay, I'm going to help them fight this time variable or this time fugitive, which in the end is him. So, good episode. It's about 45 minutes, somewhere around there. The last 5 minutes is really the credits. Not the greatest, but still I'd give it a solid B. Solid B. Nothing I hated, but just nothing that grabbed me like, oh my god, this is the greatest show. So I'd give it a solid B. Thumbs up in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think about it, man. We'll talk about it in the comments. Maybe next week. I like that it's on Wednesdays. That way I don't have to wait till Friday, so we can catch it during the week. So we'll see how big the expectations are and how big the viewership is. But let me know what you guys think about it, man. We'll talk about it in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe. And if you like what you're watching, then hop in the coffin. Follow us on social media at Koffin Radio. Koffin is spelled with a K. That's all for today.
ASMR Koffin Radio.